Sorry, Dave's here also.
Hi.
Hello.
And there's Toast in the far away.
Oh my God, hello, Toast.
He got to run around in a field today. He was really happy.
He looks like he was.
He looks like the dogs on the dog food commercials where they want to run wild.
Yeah,
Let them be the wolf they
just
are.
gotta run.
And I'm like, look at him. He's being a wolf.
He
Wolf
is
boy.
all puckered out from a day of
Frolicking. It was literally like 5 minutes or 10. It was not a lot, but he's real time.
like, whoa.
He's like, wow, it was crazy.
It was a lot of wolf time.
Yeah, he really packed a lot
One
in those
day.
5-10 minutes. Because then he started eating turkey poop, and I was like, "We gotta go."
Yeah, you're like,
I was like, "Okay, you've done it like 3 times now." First, I was like, "All right,
wrap it up, gentlemen.
yeah." I was like, "Okay, we're done." What's that?
Ruined it. Good job.
Ruined it.
Phoebe does that all the time. I'm like, I want to let you play with stuff, but you can't eat it.
What are you drinking? What you got there?
Coke as per.
Oh, you're like, what do you think? I'm drinking this. It's not an energy drink. It's a beer. But it really looks like an energy drink that will like immediately give you a heart attack.
Don't be deceived.
You're like, this is like 6 cups of coffee right here. They'll ID you for these.
You can't get these under 18.
Yeah. Well, Dave's worked with that. He worked at Barnes and Noble, and she worked in the cafe. Duncan had like the crazy supercharged like coffee. I don't know what they put in it, but like she tried to get 2 and they were like, no, we can only serve you 1. And she was like, what do you mean?
They're like, we could get tried. Hello.
Hi.
Still daytime where you are.
I know. I was
It
like, wow, it's not
is.
dark.
Wait, dude, honestly, this is crazy. It's literally daytime. There
Oh
it
my
is.
God, you did.
Wow. Look at all that vitamin D going on.
There's a lot of vitamin D.
Welcome everyone to aisle 666, your one-stop shop for the internet's most bizarre, ongoing, and most glee-filled conspiracy theories. I am one of your hosts, Molly LeGros, and with me as always is
the other host, Haley Clune-Lisi. Oh, no, Haley Clune-Lisi Monero now.
Oh, I was gonna
I forgot about that. I was like, oh shit, this is the first time I'm saying that. So we're legally husband and wifed up. Molly was there.
Like joining us for I was there. We will get to that, don't worry. And joining us for an extra special episode is one of my very good friends, Tyler Bessinger.
It's me, everyone. Tyler the Bessinger.
The Bessinger. We're trying that one out right now.
Oh yeah. Wendy Williams was like she was trying to say Megan the Stallion, but she said Megan the Trainer. I was like, so now I'm just gonna start introducing myself as Tyler the Bessinger.
You should.
Yeah.
Like, that's a title. It's more than a last name.
I actually didn't know this before Haley was asking me. Did you watch Glee growing up?
Yes, I did. Well,
Okay.
I watched like it all on Netflix, so like not on live TV, but I watched it on Netflix in high school.
The retrospect that is Glee.
Yeah.
Like I did watch.
Because I was like, he could have either seen all of it or none of it.
Yeah, no, I feel like I had the real experience because I was in high school watching it. So like I felt like I was
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was saying I begrudgingly watched it at parties. That's the camp I'm in.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, Haley never liked it.
At drama club parties, I was like, I'm sorry, I know I'm in the minority. I don't like it. I don't like to sing it.
Well, I mean, you're definitely right.
Oh yeah, no,
thank you.
for sure right.
You were on the right side of history.
I feel like most fans of Glee nowadays have a love-hate relationship to the show anyway, because it's like queer visibility is good, bringing the arts into the mainstream is good, and then seasons 4 to 6 or whatever the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, are you gonna give like, because I really don't know. I feel like I watched the first season when it was like live on, but like what is the trajectory? Like what even happened? Like should I know that before? Or do you think we'll talk
No,
about
you
that
don't have
today?
to know that.
Okay.
Tyler, do you want to tell her what Glee is?
Like the whole show, or just like
I
I
guess.
guess I can give my
I'll take seasons 4 to 6.
Like does it get violent like Degrassi does and like really
No,
dramatic
no,
where
it's
people are getting
It was
injured?
just awful after
Oh, okay.
the 3rd season.
I guess what do you know about it first before I explain it?
That's a great
Like
question. I'm like, I feel like I watched it was like 12 years ago, but I remember them singing, obviously. I remember is there a scene they do with Leah Michelle and the teacher that's like, don't stand close to me? Like, does she have a crush on him?
Yes,
Like, do they sing the
that's a
police
very
song?
specific episode.
Okay, that's all I remember. I was like, okay. Because I was like, oh, I like that police song. And I feel like I was like at a house party watching with other people. So it probably like
Yeah,
got
no, oh my god.
and
that is
Jane
such a
Lynch.
specific
I love Jane
like,
Lynch
yeah.
being a total bitch. I remember her being a hard ass too, and I was like, oh, she's cool.
Yeah, no, that's such a specific memory because yes, that did happen. We did watch that specific episode at a drama club party.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, okay, I remember that. And yeah,
Okay,
is she the
so-
gym teacher? Jane Lynch is
No.
the gym teacher, and they have a beef.
Yeah, yes, yeah,
Okay.
she's the cheerleading coach, and
Oh, okay.
anyway, so I'll just I'll
That's my
okay.
knowledge. That is the knowledge I have of the show.
so
I mean, I just remember like horny teenagers singing and dancing, and Leah Michelle was annoying, and yeah, that's all I remember.
Is Finn the one who plays football but wants to sing?
yes.
And he has like a mole that's really noticeable. I feel like he's plain face and then has one mole or freckle.
I don't think
it stands
does.
out a lot. I feel like that's who I'm picturing. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think he does. I think that's Marilyn Monroe you're thinking of.
I feel like he had a mole. Maybe.
I really don't like because I rewatched the documentary series I was talking about earlier, Tyler. It's called The Price of Glee, and it was this 3-part TV like documentary series that just like talks about all the crazy shit that was happening behind the scenes, which is basically what we were going to be talking about today. So I've seen his face a bunch of times now, but now I'm gaslighting myself because I'm like, does he have a mole?
Some of the things, I think it's just a freckle that I don't know why I notice. But
That's
it's not
the
it's not that
price of
prominent,
Glee.
but I'm just like, oh, I don't know why I
That
hyperfixated
guy,
on that.
I
Like the guy with the single prominent freckle, and you're like, I don't think so. I don't
Yeah.
know.
maybe to you.
Yeah, maybe to me. Clearly, we weren't watching the same show because I'm remembering all these different things.
So yeah, so Glee was a TV show about a high school show choir. They were misfits in their school. They were constantly bullied for being in show choir because the bullies like really, really care about that.
Like, did it start airing 2010?
Yeah, 20 like
Or
2009, 2010 around that
Okay.
time. Yeah. What I'm talking about seasons 4 to 6. So after the 3rd season is when the main cast of characters like graduates high school. And
Oh,
in my opinion, could have wrapped the show.
right.
But they were
Yeah,
like,
completely should have ended there.
it was like such a good ending.
You
And
see, that's like a natural conclusion. You're like, and
Yeah.
they're done. They're not in the choir anymore.
right.
Dynamic
Yeah.
is different.
So they decided to follow a few of them to New York. And then like they introduced some new people.
Like they follow some of the people from the original cast, but then they like also show the new people at the school in choir.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And then like season 6, which was the last season, I think there's like some sort of time jump.
God damn it.
I don't know. and then it's just kind of like a free for all from there, you know. And
Yeah.
I couldn't even
that's
tell you how
also-
it ends.
I know I couldn't tell you how it ends. I also couldn't tell you how Girls ended either because like I don't know if anybody watched Girls, but that was a really confusing last season.
You know what's
But-
funny is in our now that you mentioned Girls,
I know, I thought that was on
in
purpose.
our first season when we did Leah Michelle as illiterate, for like the first 10 minutes, Haley thought I was talking about Lena Dunham.
That's funny.
Yeah, 'cause I was like, yeah, she was kind of annoying. I know people don't like her, but I never watched Girls. And Molly was like, wait, what? What do you think we're talking about?
Okay, so like I think definitely something similar is happening here with Glee. Like you're probably thinking of like American Idol or like The Voice or something with whoever had the mole.
I know, yeah, you're like, that's a
It's like,
third thing.
yeah.
Or Adam Driver. Does Adam
Yeah.
Driver have a mole? I've just swapped the cast.
Oh my God, maybe you did.
Maybe I don't. I
did.
don't know. I was picturing the right actor, but maybe
feel like-
Adam Driver does have a mole. Oh my God, he does kind of have moles. Similar spots to where the dude who plays Finn has moles. That's really funny.
That's
Does he have a
weird.
mole? Like, am I
Whack.
missing a
No,
mole?
I think
Wait.
it's just a freckle, and it's like near his like lip and like where his
Wait,
lip
now
and
I have
cheek
to
meet.
Google a picture of Cory Monteith because I'm freaking out. Okay, all right. He does have a like a bigger freckle by like right here.
And I feel like otherwise his face is like very smooth, so I feel like that's why
Yeah.
it jumped out at me.
Well, it
But-
jumped out at you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, just me. But
I was also gonna say
Okay.
Leah Michelle and Lena Dunham. That is like the same syllables, I think, or
Yeah.
at least to me, it sounds like the same. So I get that.
Too easy to really like. They're interchangeable almost.
and I like knew about the show, but I hadn't really watched it. I was like on the periphery. I was like, I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of both of those shows. Like you haven't really watched Girls either.
No, I've seen like an episode, and then I was like, okay.
I know, and they both are kind of also like the most hated women in America.
Yes,
like after Hillary
Yes.
Clinton.
No, I was because that was one of her things. So she's like, yeah, and she's like kind of annoying. And I was like, listen, you weren't far off.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
you're not talking about the right person.
You're
Yeah.
hovering.
Also, I was gonna say like Ryan Murphy can't really like end his shows because like American Horror Story got so bad too.
Yep.
And then you were talking about Adam Driver, and I thought you were talking about Adam Levine. And Adam Levine was in the first season of American Horror Story. So that's things that
There's
are
a lot of
happening in my
connections.
brain.
There's a
Yeah,
lot.
there's a lot of connections.
There's a lot of energy, a lot of vibes.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening.
Is the guy who wrote? Is it the same writer of Glee and American Horror Story?
Yes,
Like producer
yes,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Ryan
crazy.
Murphy is one of the executive producers, and he's one of the co-creators of Glee, and he's been in television for years. He was also the executive producer of did you ever see that show Nip Tuck or hear about it?
I know what it is. It's like plastic surgery, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
So there's
but I know
that
it.
one, and then after Glee, there was like American Horror Story. There's American Crime Story, where he literally just retells like famous American crimes.
Wow, I think this just isn't my man. You know, I haven't seen any
Oh,
of these.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
You're like, me and this man just aren't lining up, and that's
Well, he's
fine.
also like he's got oh my God, my family watches the 911 series on Fox that he has, and it's literally about people who work at a 911 operating
God
like
damn it.
dispatcher,
Not
and
bad.
also like the
That's
adjoining.
such a parent show to watch.
Yeah.
Yes, no, they made me watch this during COVID, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't.
I don't know. Parents like love cops. I don't know, like why.
Like the amount of shows that exist about Chicago's like
Oh my God.
Like,
Dave's grandmother would
infrastructure.
watch those, and we'd just be
It's
high on her couch, and
crazy.
she's like, we have to watch Chicago Fire. And I was like, dude, please
Why?
I
I was
know,
like,
it's
Dave,
such
I must really like you because I'm hanging out with you and watching Chicago Fire with your grandmother.
we have to watch.
That should have been the
Guys,
time.
I haven't seen the latest episode.
I was like, all right.
Don't say anything.
We'll watch Chicago Fire.
Yeah. It's basically just like going into like a meditative state. Like watching that show, it's like your brain is fully shut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened.
Yeah.
So okay, so back to Glee. My younger brother Miles once said, I don't know if he
Just-
actually got this from the internet, by the way, or if he like thought of it. I think it's probably from a tweet. That Glee always wanted to tackle every social justice issue that existed, but proceeded to do so every time in the most wrong way possible. that show at times is like weirdly religious and like very preachy about it.
Oh. Yeah, they weren't doing it with like finesse. They were just like, here's what you should be doing. And you're just like, okay. And they're like, and we're gonna sing it. We're gonna sing what you should be doing.
Half the time it's like basically the moral of whatever the episode was is that like you should go to church.
Oh, so it wasn't even like lessons through a religious lens. Like the lesson was to go to church.
Well, no. So sorry.
Oh.
That's like a little vague. Okay, so one of the episodes that I'm thinking of was Kurt, his father has a heart attack and he's in a coma for a little while and people want to sing him like spiritual songs and Kurt is like, not in my house because I don't believe in God, so get that shit out of here.
Yeah, don't put that on me. And
everyone treats him so poorly the entire episode because they're like, we're just trying to help, and he's like, I don't want that kind of help.
Like, this is literally why people don't like religious people, like mainly.
And then
it's because they're pushy about shit.
And so at the end of the episode, he ends up going to church with Mercedes and they sing like I forget what they sing. What did they sing?
I forgot about Kurt. I looked him up. I remember like now.
It was probably like Born This Way. No.
It was like a choir song, but so it's just like the moral was like, Kurt, let people help you. Go to church with a friend. Let them sing hymns.
This man has fucking young Sheldon vibes. That's why I think I didn't like him.
Kurt?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I looked him up and I was like, is that young Sheldon?
He was 22-year-old Sheldon.
Yeah, he was young adult Sheldon.
Yeah. Young adult Sheldon.
Oh, yeah. Sheldon. And the other thing that I wrote down about that was that there was one time that they tried to do a school shooting episode.
Oh my god.
And the thing is, like, being a show based in high school, you could have had a great commentary there.
Right.
Like on what actually is happening in the country, but what ended up happening was that the whole thing was a mistake. It was an accident because it was Sue's gun that accidentally went off. And I was like, why does she have a gun in high school?
You're addressing that as an accident, but not why she has a gun. And Sue's Jane Lynch, right?
Yes.
Okay. You're like, she's the quirky hard ass who brings guns to school. You're like, that's what you're choosing to say about this?
Yeah, it was kind of like he always tried to like make some sort of message or like point, but then it was like the end result was kind of in favor of the wrong view, like and I don't know, with the school shooting thing, it's like he kind of just wanted to like have the title or just like have the idea that they talked about a school shooting,
right,
without any actual like
right
storyline or anything.
Effectively, you've traumatized all of these characters for nothing. And then we never, like, it's never addressed ever again. Like, it's not like people have like PTSD because of it, even though they definitely would.
Yeah.
He likes the clout of like he probably wanted like the title or like,
oh yeah, he loves that shit. He loves, like, he even just the shock value of being the only series that had like as many LGBTQ characters as it had. Like, he it up. Okay.
Yeah.
So this documentary series, it literally begins with a quote from Ryan Murphy, and it says, "What started off as being such a great celebration of love and acceptance ultimately became about darkness and death."
Oh my god. He's like, wait, did American Horror Story come out after?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just so I know what's going on with him.
Yes, there was like, I mean, so it came.
Sure, there's some overlap.
I think there was an overlap.
Yeah, no, they were definitely on the air at the same time.
Yeah.
But Glee was first.
Yeah. It started out with Glee. How did it end up with this? It started out with the Gliss. How did it end up like that?
Something I didn't realize until I watched this was that almost every main actor on the show was making their debut with Glee.
Oh.
Like they weren't known beforehand. One of the things that they like start with too is that because of that, because everyone was so unknown, they pretty much are very similar to their actual characters because they like the writers basically use their personalities to make the characters.
Oh, okay.
Which sounds cute in theory, but it made them like blur the lines of like fiction and like reality. Like,
that also
what?
makes sense.
It got very dangerous. They're like,
It's actually like not good.
Yeah, they're like, what if these people had shitty dynamics as characters? And you're like, wait, that's just them. Uh-oh.
That's how you get Noah Pucker
Uh-oh.
and Mark Salling.
Who were
Yeah.
they? I need to
Well,
know.
so Noah Puckerman was one of the main characters, and Mark Salling is one of the actors who has since died after being on Glee, and it was because he was found guilty of possessing a ton of child pornography,
Oh
and
no.
after he was sentenced, he killed himself.
Wait, this is Noah
And-
Puckerman?
Yeah,
Or the guy, yeah, portrayed
And-
by Mark Salling. Oh, okay, I see.
Puck in the show is like the whole like lovable dirtbag type guy,
Uh-huh.
but like yeah, so it's like
but
it's
also like, yeah,
You're
like
like, but he's
that's
really
what he
shitty.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so yeah, that's really scary.
Jesus, I looked him up to see like to envision the dude you're talking about, and on like some character website it says his interests in the show is that Noah's Puckerman's interests include MILFs, sex, head cheerleader Quint, Star Wars, the guitar, football, and crude jokes.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And
god.
you're just like, okay.
that's him.
So it was like they basically like diagnosed every person and then just kind of like made a script about
Pretty
about
much.
it.
You're like, here are the archetypes. Here are your actual
Yeah,
archetypes in life and in the show.
Yes.
interesting.
So
Just do that.
so yeah, so that brings me to the actual like conspiracy theory about it, which is that some people believe that the show is cursed
Mhm.
because 3 of the main characters of the entire show, like those actors have passed away. So Corey Monteith was first, then Mark Salling, and then in 2020 Naya Rivera, and she played Santana. I don't know if that those
Oh, I remember her.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was like my favorite. Like
I know, like she was
her,
the best.
I
Yeah,
know she
yes,
was the
yes. I was like,
she was
she was
so
the
like
enjoyable
punky.
part of the show.
She was gorgeous and great energy.
And great energy. Just really star quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also she married Brittany, didn't she? She like married Brittany in the bar.
Yes. So she and Brittany, Santana and Brittany were a couple on the show, and that was around the time around a time where that like LGBTQ relationships weren't really on TV, much less between like the most popular
And for good reason.
Yeah, say
No,
yeah.
I mean,
for good reason, okay? I have kids.
You're like, here's what happens.
Yeah, I have that on ABC. I was watching like Pretty Little Liars when it first came out, and
Yeah.
I remember there was like a scene with Emily and like Maya was the girl's name, and they were like making out on bed.
Yes.
And on bed, just bed.
On bed.
Yeah.
You're kissing on bed.
That's like the description. And I remember it was like a big deal because it was like 2011 or something. But my mom was like, "That's so wrong. They should not be having lesbians kissing on ABC Family. It's a
My
family
God.
channel."
You're like, how
And
are they
I
gonna
was
make
like,
a family? That can't be on
"Yeah,
ABC
I know."
Family.
You're like,
She's
wait till
yeah,
wait till you see what news I got for you, sister.
Yeah.
yeah. Like, what are they gonna do? Scissor all day?
On
Um,
ABC Family?
Yeah, on ABC Family.
That.
I'm like, yeah, that's what they're
Yeah.
gonna do. But yeah, I just thought of that because I was like, I'm gay, oh no. And then yeah, so you
Oh
said that.
yeah. And like there's like an entire episode on Glee where like Santana's like forced to come out basically.
God.
Because there's like a whole election going on for state representative, and like Sue's running, and one of the competitors like somehow found out that she's gay and was like gonna out her on TV basically.
That's Sue's gay or Santana's gay?
That Santana.
Okay. I think that was because I feel like Jane Lynch is gay,
Well,
so
she is.
I'm like assuming Sue was gay in the show, and I was like, was she not gay? She seemed very gay.
Let me correct that really quick. It was not for some reason. It was literally because Finn outed her in the hallway at school, which is also fucked up. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that because it was just so many layers of forcing this young lady out of the closet. Okay, so the way that I'm going to do this is basically just kind of go through what people to believe, like what led up to the curse, and then like just like what the curse is, and the or not even what it is. Like bad things just keep happening to these poor people who have been involved with the production.
That's it. That's the curse.
That's the curse. So I will start with the death of Corey Monteith. I had a huge crush on him in high school. I will admit that. I don't know.
That's what's his face? What's
Yeah,
his
I don't
name?
know what it was about him, but I was just like, he's just so cute, and I don't.
Dude, he's like 2010 like boy cute. So you know what I mean? Like that was it.
I mean, if it gives you any context, I was also into Twilight, so it probably.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was the era. You're like slightly floppy hair, but not that floppy. Medium floppy hair. You're
Just
like,
sort of
that's
hanging.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
He was from Victoria, Canada, and famously auditioned for Glee while playing like drums on like just random objects in the room, and Ryan Murphy was like, he's so goofy, get him on TV. He's so charming. But the thing is, so like what they really try to drive home, especially in this documentary series, is that he like is playing this like all-American like sweet young boy, and he had like a really rough childhood actually. And
in real life.
yeah, and
okay.
And he unfortunately got into like drugs and alcohol when he was like, I think it said 13, because he just like fell in with the wrong crowd essentially, and so he was in and out of like troubled teen programs. And his family staged an intervention by the time he was 19, and he like went to rehab, and basically like he had his longest sober stint just before he got cast.
Yeah. You're like, oh good, and then you get fame and money. That definitely won't push you back into drugs and alcohol.
That's a good thing. That's your reward.
That's the healthy lifestyle that you want. That's really encouraging.
And he'd also told his new LA roommates right away his past, but like the producers told him to keep it under wraps because like America's so crazy about people who are recovering addicts, and like think that makes you a bad person.
Yeah, they're like, why are you choosing to do that?
Right.
That's the vibe we give off here.
Yeah.
So stardom was like pretty stereotypical for him. Like there was one clip that they showed where he said that a fan literally asked him to sign their baby.
I thought you were gonna say boobs.
Ooh,
I really thought you were gonna say boobs.
No, I mean that, or like your ass or something like that. But, like your baby. Like, why are we putting permanent marker on an like you're gonna wash the kid probably that night.
I hope.
I hope.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's kind of crazy.
never wash his arm anymore. We can't.
Yeah.
And then also why like the baby is not like
A fan.
it's not like the baby's not a fan.
The baby
If
doesn't
you
know
don't-
who he is.
The baby doesn't know what's going on. So what if the baby didn't want that or like wasn't into that?
What if the baby actually fucking hates Corey Monteith when
Yeah, he literally could.
The baby hates
'Cause-
Glee. The baby hated Glee.
Probably hated. I mean, I'm sure it grew up to hate it. Like I'm sure. Because their parents act like that baby was a damn keychain, and that's wrong.
You're like, you gotta sign something. What do I got on me? Oh, here's my firstborn child.
Oh, I want a baby.
I'm
Trying
just stumbling for something for you to sign.
Just looking through all their pockets, like,
Yeah.
oh no. there's
Oh
nothing
no, there's
here.
that pad of paper that he could definitely sign. I don't know that.
Not that. That's not
That's
as
too
sentimental.
bad. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, just take the baby. Here,
Yeah.
just
Sign
take the baby.
baby.
Baby'll do.
Like Glee producers, like they had them go on mall tours to different Hot Topic stores.
Wait, just Hot Topics?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's iconic.
That's
Which
not the vibe of Glee at all.
I know. I was like, that's such a specific choice.
Were they
because-
accosted by all the metal kids? Because that's where I'd be in that camp. I'd be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I'd be
Who
like,
the hell is that?
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Move along, sir.
You're like, I'm just trying to get a lava lamp and one of those
And a
staticky
Nirvana
balls.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to get my wallet chain and Soundgarden CD.
In peace. God
In
damn it.
peace. And maybe like a
That's-
Family Guy t-shirt. Although I feel like that's more Spencer's and Hot Topic now.
Yeah.
Than like 2010 OG Hot Topic.
I mean, it's very clear Ryan Murphy doesn't really allow for peace in most environments, I would say.
Not. More on that later.
Yeah, I'll say this is the
More on that.
yeah, this is
later.
paving the way.
So they made him go to Hot Topics all around America.
Which would be a great job. I would do that. I would
In
apply
a
for
heartbeat.
that. Yeah. I would do that
Let's
like
do
for
a Hot
20 an hour.
Topic. I don't
I'll
even
say
do
the Hot
this
Top
thing.
Glee, the
I
Hot
know.
Topic tour.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Have you known them since the Hot Topic tour? I have.
They did all the
You're
hits.
just like, oh, are you a real fan? Well, I feel like also you should get that baby on the podcast because I feel like that baby is probably old enough now.
I would love to. I'm gonna track them down. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, they're definitely not binary.
After that signature, it all changed.
Yeah, everything changed.
They were like, I don't identify either way anymore. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
because fuck this world. Fuck my parents for getting Corey Monteith's name on me.
I'll never recover. So Lea Michele and Corey Monteith started dating before the show premiered because they were famously together like throughout the entire thing.
I didn't know it was. Wait, so did they meet at the show?
Yeah, they met being
Oh, before
cast
it. So
on
like
Glee. They
during.
played,
Oh, okay.
that's Finn and Rachel Haley. I don't know if
Oh yeah.
so they're like the main two.
You're like the ones dating in the show and who are based on the characters were based on them also dating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's hilarious though because in the documentary everyone was like, yeah, no one got it. No one knew why they were together.
Because she kind of stuck up and he's like very chill.
Yes.
I feel
And
like
it's
that's the dynamics we see in real life though sometimes. You're just like, what? And they're just like, it just works. And you're like, okay. I don't know.
Sometimes it's like it makes sense narratively on television that they were
Yeah.
together. Like they obviously like wrote a love story between them, but
Right.
like if they really truly are very much like their characters, I don't quite know how it works.
Oh, yeah.
I
That
just
makes
don't.
sense.
The way that they keep describing them is that like he was super chill and she's a fucking narcissist, basically.
Yeah, that's like my relationship.
Funny that you mentioned that.
Yeah. That's so I can't imagine them really together because I feel like he really is like I don't know, it's kind of getting scarier and like grosser as we talk about it more, like how they really were written off their true personalities because even Corey Monteith, like he does come off as like kind of that like chill, like
Yeah.
straight like football player dude and like she's literally in Broadway, like her whole career is based off that character and so like the fact that they were also having a relationship and like in their own relationship dynamics and then like that's being exploited in the show and then like
Yep.
very weird.
Well, the thing is, like, Lea Michele was all for that. Basically,
Well,
like,
right.
Yeah, she loves it being
she
exploited.
loves the attention.
That's the true like Judy Garland way. So I
Yeah.
mean, that sounded like it was Judy Garland's fault, and it wasn't.
And let me be
I'm
clear,
not blaming
it
Judy.
wasn't.
Yeah, I'm never blaming Judy.
Okay,
I'm
so
with her.
I'm with so by season 2, the fandom is massive. And how they filmed the finale of season 2 in New York in Times Square, I will never know, because they showed
my
like
God.
pictures of the people, like it's like New Year's Eve essentially, like how
Yeah, that's what I was
people
picturing.
behind
Like,
the guardrails.
yeah.
I was like, and you're just standing there like watch. You can't even hear what they're saying. You're just watching them.
That's probably for the better.
So, and they said that fans would find the locations for filming, and like when they would ask them, you know, like, how did you find where we were going to be? They were like, it's on the internet. And I was like, okay, I hate when people say that as if like that would be really easy to find. Like, you're a fucking psycho that you found it, actually.
Yeah. It's like it's not just like on the internet, like on Yahoo News. Like it doesn't just pop up on the news. It's like you have to dig deep. So
Literally.
why are you there?
But it became so bad that on the Paramount lot in LA that they shot most of their stuff, and they had to construct actual tunnels from the cast trailers to the set so that they weren't bombarded by fans.
Jesus.
And
Yo,
like
theater
while
kids
that,
are fucking rabid.
yeah,
That's what the lesson is here.
Not tunnels.
the lesson is take your kids out of theater right now.
Right now.
Right now, you should have already done it.
You're like, have you
It's a
seen the
Jane.
movies? Have you seen the news?
Yeah. Do you want your kids to go through tunnels every day? Is
Yeah.
that what you want
Is that
for your
what you
child?
want? And it's like,
That's
yeah, I'm
not.
sure that doing that probably brought, you know, peace of mind or whatever, but considering the crazy hours they were all on set or rehearsing, it becomes everyone's life on and off set because there's literally no separation. It's like there's a tunnel from my trailer to the set, and that's where they are for 16 hours of the day.
Dang.
That's so dark-sided. Clearly, that's why they like a lot of them went crazy because they were literally, like going into tunnel, going into tunnel,
Going
into it.
underground.
That's like crazy to go into a tunnel for work. I mean,
To mine their way into work.
Yeah.
yeah, like not for like maybe if like they were blue collar workers, but they're singing and dancing, so I don't understand.
Just I don't get it.
Get this.
Why did they suddenly have to become coal miners?
I wonder,
Yeah,
like,
literally.
what, like, has that happened to other shows? Like, has the fandom got so insane that, like, are they reusing these tunnels or these original tunnels? That's what I.
It seems very convenient that they were able
Yeah,
to
they
get
did.
these
They
tunnels.
constructed those very fast.
They
You're
were
like,
definitely recycled tunnels.
That's what I mean. I was like, who uses these?
That's a good question. I feel like the only one that I could think of around that time or like a little bit beforehand would have been Friends, but
like, I've also never heard of that before until you've just said it. So
No, I
that's just
hadn't
making
either.
me think about other things. Where I'm just like, Jesus Christ, people are nuts.
Well, Friends definitely had a tunnel.
Yeah.
Let's
If
be
Glee had a
real.
tunnel, Friends had a tunnel. You think
Friends had a
Jennifer
tunnel.
Aniston wasn't crawling through a tunnel to get to
You
set?
think that bitch wasn't crawling on all fours to
You're
get
fucking whacked.
to
to get to
Chandler?
Central Perk?
To get, yeah.
To enjoy a hot cup of coffee.
Had to do that for Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah, pour one out.
Yeah.
He was the Paris catacombs that they were crawling through.
Maybe it was so the episode that we just did was about lizard people, and the
Yeah.
guy who like dug up like a 250-foot hole into downtown LA because he was convinced that there were lizard catacombs underneath.
He
Oh
just
my
didn't dig deep
God.
enough, I guess. Maybe they're old Hollywood catacombs. He was just wrong about the subject matter.
Yeah.
We have a dialogue, okay?
Yeah.
That's
There is
crazy.
continuity between episodes. This one's tunnels.
The overarching theme of this season is tunnels.
Tunnels
Yeah,
and tunneling.
perfect. That's kind of perfect.
I love that.
Like, how long was he digging until people noticed?
Oh no, he had permission.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about, yeah. So he had permission from the city to dig. He could only dig 250 feet deep.
Because he told them there was gold down there. He's like, there's
Oh my
gold
God.
and lizards. And they were like,
I
say
feel
no
like
more.
this sounds like they would only let like a white person do this.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
he also had no like concrete evidence that anything that he said was down there was down there.
But he had a
That's so
cool X-ray
funny.
machine that he built.
Yes.
He did have that.
And I have to pay my taxes. And the city is gonna approve that.
Yeah, you're like, this man was just digging holes to no avail, and I have
That's
to
where the
pay my
budget's going
taxes.
towards.
So the bigger the show got, the smaller everyone's worlds became. And even when the show was on hiatus or like wrapped for the season, network execs had them touring for Glee concerts, if you remember those.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
Did you attend one?
No, I didn't.
I saw
survived that.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah. Fortunately.
to my deep chagrin, no.
Yeah, no.
No, I didn't see one either. I wanted to though. I definitely wanted to. And I remember I saw the concert movie in theaters. So
I was gonna say, it says here
Yes,
there's
I
a
remember
movie.
that.
they were just running them ragged on these Glee concerts, and there was like no holiday breaks for them either. So I'm like, all of this sounds illegal.
How old
Yes,
are the
child
actors
labor.
then? You're like, how old are they actually?
Oh, they're like well in their mid to late 20s. Like
Okay.
they're like around our age.
It's still bad, but I'm just like, wait, are these actual teens?
Wait, I thought they were literally teens.
No. Well, I mean, I think they started off like around 19-ish, but I know that Corey Monteith, he was 31 when he passed away, and it was only like a little bit after the wrapping of one of the seasons.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Oh,
yeah, they were all in their like mid to late 20s.
well, that's weird. I didn't know that. I thought I was like, they need to be in school, like studying. But then I guess.
You're like, I thought there was even more wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was
Tyler's
like
like, put
literally.
down the sheet music and grab your
Yeah.
binders.
Yeah. Well, because like the lines are so blurred already between all of them and the show that then becomes blurred with me, and I literally think that's the real universe. Like for Mr. Morrison or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh my
think he's
God.
their real teacher?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
And I don't blame you.
Yeah. Pitchforks come out.
I forgot all the branding too with the L's. That was like
Yeah, when they
everywhere.
do this all the time.
Yeah, they're like, I'm not a loser, it's
Wait.
Glee. And I'm like, okay.
No, it's this way. You want to be a loser like me. That was actually a song,
That's
Haley.
Really?
oh my
They
god.
Damn
did.
it.
They
Motherfucker.
wrote original songs at one point, and one of them was like, "You wanna be a loser like me."
God damn it. I'm not trying to be mean, but I didn't miss out on anything. I had good intuition
No.
back then.
Like, my life actually feels more complete now.
I know, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's fine. I was doing other shit, I'm sure, whatever. Not too bad.
You were like, I was in the grass. I was
Yeah.
touching bugs. I was actually living my life.
I was touching the grass.
So if they weren't acting, they were rehearsing. If they weren't rehearsing, they were learning a song. If they weren't learning a song, they were learning choreography. And
They were
then
learning
all the
math.
work that went live tours every day. And Corey Monteith, and also Mark Salling for that matter, neither of them claimed to be a singer or dancer, and yet they got roped into this.
Yeah, what did Ryan Murphy like do to them? Like, where did they come from?
It's a mess because so like you have people in the cast that like, so the guy who played Mike Chang, Harry Shum Jr., the actor, he's like a professional choreographer in real life, so like obviously like he can dance really well. And so the same for Heather Morrison, who played Brittany. Naya Rivera, she had been acting in like sitcoms for pretty much her entire life, and also had an interest in singing. And then there's Leah Michelle, who's obviously been on Broadway for her entire life. So it's like they have all of those kinds of people, and then they throw in people like Corey Monteith, who doesn't think he can sing or dance.
No.
But like Ryan Murphy's just like, you're goofy and all American boy. So like and like people do love him for that reason. Did you think you're gonna teach him how to dance? Like I don't.
I guess so. He's like, that's what choreographers are for. And you're like, no, not really.
Now show me your passe. And he's like, I don't know what that word means.
I don't know what that means. That's an inside trading term, and I don't know what that is. And I never claimed to know.
Unfortunately, because the lines were so blurred between Glee and their characters and their actual lives, because he was always so far behind the rest of the cast, that's literally what made him so stressed out and feel inferior to everyone.
Oh, I
and
love him there too.
Contributed to his relapse.
Oh no, this is
Like,
awful now. What the fuck?
It's crazy. Like you wouldn't like it's just because like they're just working them all the time. Like Ryan Murphy had wanted the like production value to just keep going up. And I don't know if you agree, Tyler, but I think that was to their detriment, because by the end of the third season, I was like, you're not even really doing things that high schoolers can do.
This
Like,
isn't
in these
achievable anymore.
I mean, yeah, I definitely think. I mean, I think Ryan Murphy is probably like a bad person, and I think that there's still more seasons of American Horror Story. It, like, hasn't made sense in like 6 years, and but people still watch it because he's such like a household name, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're abusing the cast members that much and the content wasn't even like it clearly, like you were talking about like the school shooting episode and stuff, and like the subject like topics were like there, but the subject matter like was never there.
Yeah.
And so it was just about like pumping out more episodes, like being more flashy with the dancing and like how much
Yeah.
could they move, and just like what weird shit could they do, like what weird storyline could
And
they mix in there.
I also noticed too that like they would almost always, like towards the end of it, like if they were doing a certain song, like they would just recreate the music video. And I was
Oh.
like, you couldn't possibly do that in high school.
Yeah, really high budget.
And
I
then
mean, it
I
was,
feel like that's such lazy, like I don't know a lot about it, but like lazy writing, like they stole the characters' personalities just from the actors, and then
Yep.
they're stealing
right.
storylines to base off of music videos. So like what are they fucking doing? Like they're
Right.
just performing other things.
He's probably doing the most he could do, if like, because he was already working on American Horror Story, like not to be on Ryan Murphy's side ever, because I'm not, but it's like he probably gave himself like no time to actually like work on the shit. And like he
Yeah,
was just
that
like,
too. Yeah.
let's pump out as much as we can and work these actors like to the bone, and I'll just like go work on like American Horror Story and then make other deals and then sell my soul to the devil and make another deal. And I don't know, he's probably
Yeah.
just like fucking the devil or something.
Yeah, no, he's probably like really in deep with the devil.
So,
Right?
you
Yeah,
could say.
I mean that's probably why it's like cursed, because like he sold everyone out, so
That's
like
what I mean.
Whoa.
No,
yeah,
that's what I'm ramping up to, is that I think that all of these like circumstances specifically perpetrated by Ryan Murphy, like this is his curse now, and it's unfortunate if you were ever involved with him.
It's like
yeah,
they're the babies and the devil signed their foreheads.
Yeah.
yeah.
You could say.
Even though Glee was a crazy success, the Glee actors weren't really getting other work.
Mhm.
Like because like whether it was because their Glee schedule kept them unavailable, or just the fact that like people and producers only saw them as one thing.
Yeah, they're typecast as that.
Yeah. So Corey had to turn down movies, and he was really upset about that. So like all of this shit together is what contributed to his relapse. And unfortunately, while filming for season 4, he like wasn't as prepared on set anymore, or like just wouldn't be there at all. And his roommate and like really long time friend said like sometimes he would just go back to Canada just by himself and like be there like for a really extended amount of time. And basically, like, they found out that he'd relapsed, and Ryan Murphy did make him go to rehab. Then once he got out, he ended up, like, it was like a very short time between getting out of rehab and then unfortunately going back to Canada and overdosing.
Yeah, I feel like he would
Yes.
have like lived longer if it wasn't for Glee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly. And that's what a lot of the people that were interviewed that were friends with him said as well. And like even like one of his former acting coaches in Canada, he was like, yeah, when I heard he was moving to Hollywood, I was like, that's probably the worst place for him to go.
God,
He was
Jesus.
pretty
Yeah.
transparent about his past, so everyone knew that he had, problems with addiction and everything. So they were like, so why are you going there, my brother?
Yeah.
Would he have ever turned that down? Probably not.
Especially if that's his first thing. Like, you get a first thing and it's
Yeah.
big. Like, yeah, you're not gonna not say yes to that.
Yeah.
But the point still stands that if he didn't,
Yeah.
probably still be alive.
That doesn't make that not true.
Right.
So, okay, so then when they're talking about like the aftermath of his death and everything, my question was, where the hell was Lea Michele throughout everything leading up to that? Because like, obviously nothing is her fault by any means, but it's just crazy to me that you can hear that entire story and like kind of forget that he had a serious life partner.
Yeah, were they dating the whole time?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
And she like took front and center at the
Yeah, like when he
of his
died.
death.
Jesus.
And so this is where the curse comes in. When Corey Monteith died, Ryan Murphy gave the decision of like what to do next with the entire like series of Glee. He gave that decision to Lea Michele and presented her with 3 options. So the first would be to end the show. The second would be to take a hiatus and come back in January, which at that time was like, would have been like a few months of a break. Or to go back right away in 2 weeks as was scheduled. And what do you think she picked?
She's like, 2 weeks. Let's get this show on the road. That's what my guess for her.
You're right on the money.
Like that. That's it.
Yeah, so she basically pulled like, the show must go on.
God.
And she was on fucking Ellen DeGeneres and was like, they're my family, we have to keep working. And I was like, okay, but everyone else knew him too, sweetheart. So
did you ask them what they wanted to do?
They said like the crew members that they talked to, like former crew members, was saying that they kept having to stop like between takes because everyone was crying because everyone was obviously like very upset. And they literally wrote an episode like because they wrote like a tribute like episode to him and also killed his character on the show.
How did he die? I feel like they could not have done that tastefully at all.
They never say. They just never say what it is.
Dead. I don't know. Dead. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like so. I know that's that's like so weird that they literally had an episode and like the people had to like act out their reactions to him dying, and like after they already just like had their normal reactions, and it's like
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think, has that ever been done in a show before where they had to react to someone dying who actually died? I hope not.
I hope not, yeah.
It's so crazy. That just hit me how insane that is.
I don't know. So imagine like being in your body and like being on Ellen and being like, no, we should work more because he just died. Like imagine like
he literally framed it as like, they're my family, they're my safe space. Like I have to be around them at this time. And I'm like,
you can do that outside of work.
Yeah.
That and also like, okay, but they have their own lives too, girl, and they lost this person.
Yeah, maybe they want to grieve without you.
Yeah. That's like what aspect of any work is like really healing? Like it's something that you just do. It's not like healing or grieving.
So if I were to construct like whatever like the conspiracy theory of it, I would think that is when like the curse was like cursed.
Yeah, because they're like wrong decision. Lea, you picked one of the 3 and you picked wrong. Curse. Curse activated.
She
Curse
definitely.
activate.
It was a test and you failed.
Okay, curse activated now.
Okay, we're going for real this time.
Yeah.
Then after that, they gave a pretty good example of Leah being a bully, essentially. So there was a dancer in season 5. He recalls being on set and like going through a few takes, and when they broke for lunch, Darren Criss invited him to lunch with the rest of the cast. And so the dancer went, and after 10 minutes was approached by someone who worked on set, then told him that someone at the table didn't want him sitting there because they didn't feel like he belonged with the rest of the group. And that someone was Lea Michele. And he was like, what?
He's like, but I was invited here. And they're like, well, not anymore.
He said, so the dancer said, he was like, I'd never even experienced anything like that in actual high school. And we're all in our like mid-20s, and you're telling me I can't sit with you.
And like at a work lunch. Like a professional
like it was crazy. And it was even crazier that like she didn't just say it, she had some like PA go over to him.
Yeah, that's insane. She's really scary. She's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna move on to talking about Miss Naya Rivera, because she's a queen and I miss her.
Me too.
Yeah, I feel like I remember liking her the best too from the the short amount I watched.
She's hilarious. She's always saying like the cunty shit, and
yeah. Like, she's pretty and mean. I like her.
Yeah.
But there really are like different like shades of pretty and mean though. Like what's her face from High School Musical? Don't like her. Blonde.
Sharpay.
Yeah, don't like her. This lady like her a lot.
You know, she just gets it.
She just gets it. So it's different. I don't know.
No, I kind of enjoy
like her.
So essentially all of the drama that would go on between Santana and Rachel on the show was the foundation of Naya Rivera and Lea Michele's feud IRL. A former hairdresser said that there was always a fight between them on set, and that they absolutely hated each other but respected each other's talent, which I think is a verbatim quote from the show. And they also found that apparently the cast was always being listened to, because some of the things that actually happened to them would make it into the scripts.
Oh man.
So like there's this iconic scene between Quinn and Santana, where like Santana had gotten a boob job over the summer, and they're like arguing about it because Coach Sylvester like moves Santana to the bottom of the pyramid because you're like not supposed to get surgery or whatever the fuck, I don't know, it's like a whole thing. And so like they're fighting in the hallway because of Santana's boob job essentially, and Naya Rivera had a breast augmentation at age 18, which is like the same sort of like situation that was happening. And then so like things that like Puck would do were like pulled from like shitty things that Mark Salling actually did. Like there's one episode where Puck after he graduates, he's like of like I think he's 19 at the time, he hooks up with an underage girl
in the show.
Yeah, on the show.
Okay.
And they fully say, he goes, are you underage? And she's like, I have a fake ID. And he's like, works for me.
And you're like, and we know how that turned out.
Yeah.
In real life, not good.
Yeah. Because in real life, it was a girl that he was dating at the time, found his like very extensive collection of child pornography, and she tipped off the police.
Oh god, good for her.
Yeah, like if I found something,
that's insane. That's so difficult. Jesus.
I know. I think I would do that though. Like if I found like that at like my boyfriend's place, I'm like, all right, you're going to jail.
You're like, one, I'm getting out of here. Two, people need to know that that's not good.
He pled guilty in December of 2017, and then after he was sentenced, he took his own life. Apparently, Mark Salling and Naya Rivera actually did date, because their characters had a really on and off, like hooking up kind of relationship. And apparently that was like also their relationship.
They're like, put it in the show.
Because he would cheat on her regularly. And Naya Rivera literally got her friends together and they egged and keyed his car.
In real life?
Yes, in real life. And then they were just like, that's cute. Put it in the show.
Ugh.
Put it in the pizza.
Oh my god.
The show.
That's so wild.
You kids.
They're like, this
Yeah.
shit writes itself.
Giving us all the content.
Oh, that trauma? Yeah, go ahead and put that on the show.
And then there is a litany of crew members who have also passed away.
Oh god.
So there's one guy, he was talking about how his brother convinced him to move out to LA from South Dakota to work as a crew member on Hollywood sets because of the money he was making at Glee. And so he did. He went out there and his brother was in charge of like the theater set that they had, like that big auditorium.
Yeah.
Which apparently they built from scratch.
Dang.
Like and was like not up to code. Like people got hurt.
Oh god, I was gonna ask, like, I'm like,
God.
are these accidents or like how are people dying?
Oh, both.
Oh, God.
So the rigging crew was working like every minute of their 72+ hour work weeks, and because Ryan Murphy kept demanding more and more production value, the pressure got to the guy's brother. Oh my god, who ended up taking his life. Like there's a lot of
Jesus.
suicide from this show.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Um
Wait, so this was someone working behind the scenes?
Yeah, he was on the rigging team and
Oh wow.
basically like the sets and so like because of like the insane production value that they got to, where they would have like I'm thinking of like I remember there was one cheerleading routine where they literally had like flamethrowers at one point, and I was like, in a high school gym?
You're like, are you trying to make this relatable or not?
Then there was a guy named Jim Fuller who was just, you know, a regular crew member, like did a lot of different stuff. Very nice, dependable guy. Everyone on set loved him. Heart attack at 41.
Oh god. The stress.
Oh my god. So I mean, yeah, I think someone could sue Ryan Murphy, but it would be really hard because like
They
he's
should
like,
bring a class action lawsuit against him.
yeah, I think that they could. I think something would happen. I mean, to be fair, people like the court kind of favors Ryan Murphy already. I feel like because he's the one with the money, so like it would be hard. But I feel like someone should sue. But I don't know. Like I wonder what the cast of Glee like. I wonder if they can't like deal with it or think about it.
All the people who made it out.
Yeah, who survived
Yeah.
the Glee war.
Yeah, so there was a man named Paul. They did not give a last name. He was the lead prop guy, picked up jogging, massive heart attack at 43.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
There is
god.
a death toll from this show.
Well, I would say I don't know if people from like American Horror Story died, but I don't think they did. But that's like interesting that like the curse should have picked American Horror Story. That would have been more on brand. But yeah,
You know, for curses.
for curses and whatnot.
You gotta call up their PR team.
Yeah.
They're like, that's too on the nose. We gotta hit them where they least expect it.
Yeah.
Like, what's your angle here? Why Glee?
Well, it was clearly the tunnels. Like there was something in the tunnels that followed them
There
on
had
the
to be.
set.
The lizard people.
They built
Yeah.
the lizard people. They
It was
built
the
the
lizard
auditorium on
people.
top of a infamous lizard people catacomb.
We all know what happened next.
Yeah. It was probably Leah Michelle like was actually killed and the lizard person took over her body and
Yeah.
she is a
She was
lizard
actually
person.
a delightful
That makes the
person.
most sense.
Yeah. And she has been ever since she chose the third option of, you know, keeping the show going after Corey Monteith died. So that's very lizard person behavior to me.
Yes, yes. The most recent one was obviously Naya Rivera. That happened in 2020. That was just a really unfortunate accident. Like she was out, she was on a pontoon boat on a lake with her son. I think she got caught in like a riptide basically, and she got hit back on the boat, but she like wasn't able to keep swimming.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
I know. I remember we were actually at Cupcakes when they were announcing that they were like looking for her in the lake. We were like, find
Oh my
her,
God.
please.
I think I remember that. That's
Her
we were-
home.
You're like, get her back. We love her.
we'll give her some cupcakes if she comes back.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much all of the information that I got from the documentary series. And obviously, like, curse or whatever, like, I think it was just like a bunch of incredibly greedy circumstances that led up to like one person dying, and then no one learned their fucking lesson, and it just continued the cycle of violence that is Glee.
Cycle of violence.
Wow. Yeah, I mean it was clearly like Ryan Murphy selling all of them, yeah, and like selling their stories and like and then I don't know, maybe like karmically something happened in the universe where their lives started being at stake because they weren't treated like people but storylines.
Yeah.
And storylines end. So
Honey.
It sucks that they're suffering for not doing wrong. They didn't do anything. Like they're just trying to have careers.
I don't make the rules about
he didn't get punished at all. Like they did.
yeah, it sucks that he doesn't get punished.
I know. He still has all of his shows. He like was, and what I thought was even worse was like, while he continued writing and creating his shows throughout the writer's strike, it's like, all right, whatever. We get it that your entire life is your money, but like you have enough of it that you could have stopped writing for the.
You don't need to be doing this.
Yeah.
Like, do you think too, like, is public perception that like he's kind of at fault for all these people dying? Like, is that kind of what the documentary
Yes
ended on? Okay. Because I didn't know if it was us.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they never
obviously,
or like
obviously they don't say
like,
that. But
yeah, they can't be like, listen, all of this was Ryan Murphy's.
Yeah. But they're like, he created an environment that was responsible for all this. It's probably what
Yes, they do.
I guess too, like, I don't know like how much his role impacts the day-to-day stuff, but it sounds like a lot.
Well, he's the executive producer, so pretty much every final decision is his.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't like it, like you have to fix it, or I guess what they were saying is you just got fired if you didn't.
Right. Yeah, he's like zero tolerance policy for talking back, and you're like, okay.
I don't think this is the place for me. Heard, chef.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. So
wow.
In this segment for Do We Believe It? Do y'all think Glee is cursed? I kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most recent thing they've done? Because I know they did like spin-offs and like live stuff. Like when was the last time they did anything? Has it been a while?
Oh, they haven't done anything since Glee Wrapped in 2015.
Oh, okay. So the movies and all that shit was going on as the show was airing.
Yeah,
okay, I see.
Yeah, it was during the hype, during the pandemonium,
They cashed in at the right time, is what you're saying.
I don't think there could be a modern Glee because it just like it couldn't really happen. There's not really like songs like that come out anymore either. Like because they gonna do like a Glee cover of like Tate McRae or whatever? Like they can't do that. So
they can't do that.
Yeah, were they all covers too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was all covers except for their like I think there were.
Oh right, because I guess that's what you do in a Glee club, right? Like in real life.
Yeah.
Like you're covering. Yeah, you're singing songs.
You are songs that you have not written yourself.
Sure.
I wonder if they had like that moment in their own lives of like, am I the character? Like, am I the person? That's something that Hannah Montana really struggled with.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't. You know more
'Cause-
about Miley than I do.
Oh, don't get me on my pedestal. Um, just 2 hours go by.
Like,
Um,
actually, here we go. So she was born in
yeah,
1993.
yeah.
Her father,
It
Billy
all
Ray.
it all started in 1993 when Billy Ray and Tracy Ray Cyrus got together. She said that because she started working at like I think 10, and then she got the part at like 11 or something, and so like because of the fact she was growing up like on the set, and like they were treating her at certain times like Hannah Montana and like Miley, like, and because the character's name was Miley, and I
Oh
think there
yeah.
was also
Jesus.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's like a similar, like I don't think Ryan Murphy is like alone in like what he did
No.
on Glee,
Yeah.
because I think it happened a little bit on Disney Channel, and I think it happens with like all child stars, like they're all exploited because like they're not supposed to be like working that much, and so problems arise because they're not meant to be like grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah, because like that makes a lot of sense too, because also in that show, her father is playing her dad. So,
Yeah.
Really? Leah
yeah.
Michelle?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, and
No,
Hannah Montana.
Miley
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cyrus. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't even imagine like developmentally what that does to your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Like, especially if you're like one of those like father-daughter scenes that they would have, like doing another take of like one of those conversations.
God. Oh
And
my
it
God. I'm
can't
thinking
even
way too much about this. Now I get why you're into the conspiracy theories a little more. Because I'm just like, oh my God, the ripple effect. I can't even begin
Yeah,
to
you
think
just
of
keep thinking
Yeah.
about it until your brain rots out of your skull and you
Yeah.
eventually die. I'm dead.
I'm dead. This is the show.
It's not just Ryan Murphy, it's Disney, it's Apple, it's
Yeah,
Microsoft.
yeah it's show
It's
business,
Pepsi.
baby.
Yeah. It's
This
Pepsi,
is
it's
an
Coke.
I'm like, I feel like I've said this, or like when we started the show, like I'm online, but like I feel like I'm not on the same internet as people. Sometimes.
No.
Like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm glad that this
Well,
stuff isn't hitting me. Like,
yeah. You find shit like Auntie Donna, like the sketch like group.
yeah, I'm just looking up. Yeah, I'm
Like
just looking
you
up
find
sketch comedy online in
I'm
in
just
like
in it,
music album reviews. I guess I don't know what I'm looking at.
I'm just in it for the fun.
Yeah, no, I'm having a really lighthearted internet experience compared to most, I think. And for that, I am blessed.
I just don't take the internet that
Yeah, you're
seriously.
definitely
Nice.
blessed. I mean, if you avoided Glee and the internet, you're pretty blessed.
Yeah,
So
like I don't know how you're doing it, but keep doing
yeah,
Because we can't go back, okay?
yeah, we can't go back. You don't even know
It's too
how
late.
much weed we have to smoke to get through the day.
to kick the glee out of my brain.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone as always for listening. This was a lot of fun.
So much fucking
Okay.
fun.
Did you have fun, Haley? Did you have fun, Tyler?
I had fun. I was filled with glee.
Oh.
Don't
I
say
had-
that. That's how you get a part of the curse. If you
Oh
ever,
no, shit. Never mind. I hated it.
if you ever feel the emotion that you're like, I think this is Glee, just stop.
Dude, that's my real life. Don't even talk about that. I was like, I'm having a literally to Dave the other day. I was like, oh no, I just realized I'm having a great time. And he was like, oh please don't do this. And I was like, I'm spiraling. I can't do it.
Just about the time that it stops being a great time.
Yeah, I'm like shit. Bail.